Our secret code game with my daughter saved her life. I'm not exaggerating, and I'm not trying to make a dramatic opening line. Without that game, without our childish ciphers, today I'd probably be telling a very different, terrifying story. We came up with it when my daughter Mia was 7. She had gotten obsessed with documentaries about World War II codebreakers, Enigma, radio messages, secret dictionaries. All of it fascinated her. One night, while we were eating pizza and flipping through old photos, she told me we needed our own family code because, as she said, real teams always have signals. I thought it was adorably silly and decided to make it a weekend game. We sat at the kitchen table, spread out a big sheet of paper, and came up with a system Mia called the Sunshine Alphabet. She liked how it sounded, bright and harmless. We decided some ordinary phrases would mean specific things. Red balloons meant danger nearby. Visiting Aunt Sam meant call the police, though we had no Aunt Sam. Need music lessons meant someone is hurting me. Making lemonade meant I'm scared but can't talk openly. Beach house meant I'm being taken somewhere against my will. For safety, we had a neutralizer phrase. Dad bought flowers, which meant everything is fine. I'm just using our words. We practiced everywhere, driving to school, at the grocery store, sitting at her Little League games while I sipped coffee from a paper cup, and she hid inside my hoodie. I'd throw her a phrase, she'd give me the password. Sometimes she'd giggle or forget, and I'd remind her. It was just a game, a silly, sweet bond between a father and daughter. 3 years later, the code became habit, like an invisible threat. Tall, tidy, light brown hair, basketball jersey, perfect smile in the yearbook photo, good grades, polite. My ex-wife Lauren adored him. He's respectful, helps carry groceries, says thank you, and Mr. Grayson. To her, he was perfect. To me, something felt off. Too much control in his eyes, too much confidence in every gesture. But I told myself I was just an overprotective dad. Over time, Mia changed. Her endless texts turned into short, careful replies. No more dog memes or random emojis, just, I'm fine, and busy. When I invited her for burgers at In-N-Out, she said, can't, studying with Carter. I asked Lauren if she noticed anything strange. She said, it's just teenagers, give her space. Then came the message. Dad, great day. Carter showed me red balloons for the Valentine's dance. We might take music lessons together. The committee's thinking of having the dance at the beach house. I might make lemonade for the fundraiser. I froze. Every line was a signal. Red balloons, danger. Music lessons, someone hurting me. Beach house, being taken. Lemonade, scared but can't talk. And no, Dad bought flowers. It wasn't random. It was a coded cry for help. I called her. Voicemail. Again, voicemail. Texted. No reply. I called Lauren, who said Mia was staying with her friend Haley and told me to stop overreacting. I drove straight. The front door was unlocked. Inside, chaos. A broken lamp, overturned cushions, shattered glass. I climbed the stairs, following the shouting. I told you, no phone! Who are you texting? You think I don't see your codes? I was just texting my dad about school. Mia's voice, trembling. Then a sharp slap. I kicked the door open. Mia stood in the corner, her phone shattered on the... Carter was arrested and charged with aggravated assault, battery, and false imprisonment. The detective told us something I'll never forget. You gave her a voice when she wasn't allowed to speak. Over the next weeks, the truth came out. Carter had been controlling her for months, checking her phone, isolating her, monitoring every move. He convinced her that no one would believe her, that she'd be blamed for everything. He told her he'd kill himself if she left. He'd built a cage out of guilt and fear, and she'd lived inside it. The only thing he couldn't control was that one coded text she managed to send while he was in the shower. Carter was tried in juvenile court. The restraining order was immediate. He couldn't come within 500 feet of her, school, or our home. He got an ankle monitor, and Mia started trauma therapy twice a week. The first month was hell. Nightmares, panic attacks, food refusal. flinching at sudden sounds. She'd sleep in my hoodie, holding my car keychain in her hand like an anchor. Lauren cried constantly. I didn't want to see it, she said. I didn't want to admit I failed her. We started family therapy. Our therapist, Dr. Hill, had us build a safety plan. Contacts, safe places, warning signs. We updated the sunshine alphabet. Red balloons still meant danger. Dad bought flowers meant safe. We added new codes. Thinking about summer camp meant someone's following me. Watering the garden meant I'm in immediate danger. Looking at old photos meant I need you right now. We also agreed on digital signals, an empty text, a blank emoji, a single period. That would mean call 911 immediately. No waiting, no second guessing. The school helped too. The counselor explained healthy relationships and set up a safe word system among her friends. Her teammates learned what to do if something seemed wrong. The girl who used to envy Mia's perfect relationship broke down crying, saying, I thought you were so lucky. 3 weeks later, Mia had to testify at a hearing. Her hands shook as she held a cup of water, but her voice didn't break. She described the hitting, the threats, the control. The judge, a woman in glasses with calm authority, said, This is domestic violence. The fact that it happened between teenagers doesn't make it any less real. She extended the restraining order and tightened his bail conditions. 5 months later, Carter took a plea deal. Guilty to assault and battery. 3 years in juvenile detention, 2 years supervised probation, mandatory anger management. When Mia turned 17, she told me, I don't want my story to just be about pain. I want it to be about the language we built together. She was right. It wasn't just a code. It was our voice, the one thing he couldn't silence. Sometimes in the grocery store, I'll whisper, time to water the garden, and she'll roll her eyes and reply, Dad bought flowers. People think it's a weird inside joke. That's exactly how I want it. They don't need to know those words once rewrote the ending of our lives. I still think about that night. What if I hadn't gone? What if I'd thought I was overreacting? What if she'd believed I'd forgotten the code? Every what if chills me, but over them all is gratitude. For that pizza night, for a silly weekend game, for the sheet of paper with childish doodles that became a lifeline. Now, on Mia's nightstand sits a small lamp shaped like the sun. She keeps it on sometimes, a soft beacon in the dark. On her mirror, she's taped a card with our phrases and the hotline number for survivors. Not because she forgets, but because it reminds her of who she is. On Fridays, she helps at her school's psychology club, writing an essay titled, The Voices We Hear When We're Afraid. She writes about the therapist's voice, about her own, about mine, the one that told her, run to the car. Sometimes people ask me what exactly saved my daughter. The police? Luck? My persistence? I say it was all of that. But if I had to name one thing, it was language. A language we built together. A language that let her speak when her voice was taken away. And if someone reading this ever wonders whether it's silly to make a family code, I'll tell them, do it. Call it Blue Umbrellas or Grandma's Pie. Make it ridiculous, make it yours, and hope you'll never need it. But if one day you do, you'll be grateful you once sat at the kitchen table with crayons and laughed about secret words that someday might save a life.